In this world, you can make fun of a religion, or you can not. ESPN decided it would, and that sucks. This is Locked On Big 12.
You are Locked On Big 12, your daily podcast on the Big 12 Conference, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
It's Thursday, everybody. Welcome into Locked On Big 12. I'm Drake Toll from America's #1 Big 12 podcast, Locked On Big 12. Thank you for making this show your first listen every single day. Colorado chanted F the Mormons. Arizona did the exact same thing. Fan bases have done that for decades. But ESPN mocking the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is not something I had on my bingo card. And also, not something we should do. Yeah, like, can I be honest with you? I'm someone of faith. Not a member of the LDS Church. I'm not. I like a beer every now and then. I say a swear word here and there. I'm not a perfect person, but as someone who went to Baylor University, again, is someone of faith, I can tell you this. Arizona, Utah, Kansas State, UCF. I've met fans across this Big 12, across this conference, across this great conglomerate of 16 teams who are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints that are or are not BYU fans, that represent our league, one of the fastest growing faiths in the world. And BYU is, yes, the flagship of that. And they are the ones who, again, take the heat. How to get it, man? This is from Nate's Dunn on Twitter. He posts a screenshot of this at Ryan McGee. Now, Ryan McGee's a pretty big name at ESPN. I've liked Ryan's work in the past. He's an SEC guy. Ha ha ha, shocker. And this sucks, dog. I want to give Ryan the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to read what he said, but just not necessary at all. And I think if I may, before I even read this, I want to let you know there's a reason I'm so passionate about this, because I think if people said F the Catholics, F the Baptists, F the Jews, any of those things, it wouldn't go over very well at all. And look, I'm like, my hair is thrown for a loop when I'm recording this. Dog, from surgeries in the family to long day, 12-hour days at work to, you come back home and record a podcast, to like stuff with my brother, man. Life like has been hard the last couple of weeks, and I don't ever want to bring that to the podcast. That's the last thing you want to hear. But some of the most kind people have been kind on behalf of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to myself, to my family. Like GMC scammed my family out of $1,000 recently, and kind of left them out to dry on the side of the road. And Sean McKnight, member of the church, friend of the program, reached out and said, "Hey, here's the number of an executive at GMC. They'll fix the whole thing." And they did. They fixed the whole thing. Like my brother, for medical bills, trying to figure out, like, we have doctors calling us from West Virginia to Stanford to Utah to all of the places because of the church and the people who care. And I think that's so important for us to celebrate, for us to embrace. The crap like this happens, man. There's a swear word in this tweet from Nate's Dunn, but I left it in. Because I'm not supposed to. I know that. I'm telling you transparently, I'm not supposed to leave the swear words in. I won't say it. But like, dog, at some level, you get so frustrated, you just can't put up with it anymore. He says to Ryan McGee, "Hey, at ESPN McGee, wanted to let you know that making fun of a religion while describing their football team is pretty BS and disrespectful. You should apologize and maybe change your description." So this is the losers of the week, the worst teams in college football, something. It's this weird thing that ESPN does every week, and they've thrown in like Notre Dame or BYU or Alabama. I mean, conglomerate of football teams. It never is actually the worst 10 teams. The bottom 10 is what it's called, I think. It's like this supposed to be a funny tongue-in-cheek thing. But this wasn't. This is just Ryan McGee mocking a religion. He says, legend has it that after the angel Moroni showed Joseph Smith the golden plates upon which this is such a sarcastic tone. Legend has it. No one writes legend has it when you talk about Moses, No one writes legend has it when they talk about, I don't know, Buddha. That's one of them. He says, legend has it after the angel Moroni showed Joseph Smith the golden plates upon which the Mormon church, not a thing, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormon church, the Book of Mormon, idiot, was founded. He also warned Smith to make heed the oft-forgotten inscription located on the scratched-up backside of the plates. Beware the coveted fifth spot, lest it bite you in the behind in Lubbock. Like no one quotes the Bible, man. No one quotes the Quran, the Torah, in their college football paragraphs to make fun of a team. What are we doing? Why? Again, I want to go back to the intro. in a world where you can or cannot, there is no reason to can. There are so many other things you could do, could write, could say that aren't this. My favorite response to this too, and this is really, really good. I wish that I had come up with this organically, but no, I'm going to give credit to Boyd Johnson, who says, here's the thing. Moses seeing a burning bush might sound like folklore. To some, Bible sacred. Saying a prayer, breaking bread, lighting a candle, that's Shabbat. Laying out a mat, washing your hands and feet may seem crazy, but that's a pathway to divinity to some. And the story of the golden plates is easy fodder. We're used to it being ridiculed, but we believe in a sacred text. Finalized by the hands of a dude named Moroni. The text invites all men, even Ryan McGee of ESPN, to look into the savior of mankind. That's Jesus in this case. Also, I think this is great. This is what gets people like me riled up. Coming from a dude at ESPN, the same family of companies that has a trigger warning message at the beginning of Pocahontas now. The hypocrisy is rich. You know, these conversations suck to have, and there isn't a place for it in sports. But I talked to, and I've mentioned this a couple times, and it's I don't want it to be a flex. It's not. It was a touching moment that it's hard to convey in a way that doesn't sound weird. But my first interaction with Kalani Sitake, the head coach at BYU, was a couple of weeks ago. And I didn't know that he was familiar with my jazz. He doesn't need to be, honestly. Like, I have called for him to fire his offensive coordinator before. Probably shouldn't be listening to me. And he said, hey, thank you for representation. Like, I'm being normal, dog. You know, I very much accept the thank you. And him and I had a conversation about ignorance, and ignorance is not a bad word. It just means that you have a lack of knowledge of something. And these people like Ryan McGee are ignorant. People who are chanting F the Mormons are ignorant. And I think the onus is on some of the voices of the Big 12. Whether you're listening to this show, whether you're listening to Brett Yormark, you're listening to John Kurtz, you're listening to Heartland College Sports, the 1012 podcast, those who represent the Big 12 in a really strong way. Tim Fitzgerald, you know, Big B. Like, if you're listening to these guys, I think all of us should be of the same accord. Like, hey, don't make fun of a religion. Don't make fun of a faith. You know, that's off limits, off the table. It's not a thing that should be happening, that you should be doing. And I just hope that that in all of this, I can be some sort of distant voice for if 7 people hear this that didn't know, they're like, yeah, we shouldn't make fun of religion. And like, yeah, you know, if you're like, oh, it's weird, they do things weird. Like, dog, I do things weird. I have to turn the TV channel on even numbers, only even numbers and 5s. You know? And that's not based around, there's no faith to that. It's just my brain not working correctly. Like, these people have a purpose to do what they're doing, and a lot of it's built on principle and a greater sense of self and soul, you know? Like, I'm not going to fault somebody for that. I'm sure not going to mock it on my here's how your college football team is doing article. Like, shoot, dude. You know, for me, it's not even mad. I can't imagine how you feel if you're a member of the church. For me, it's not even mad. It's just, this is stupid. And I hope, like, are you tired of it? Why am I tired of it? I'm not even a member of the church, and I'm tired of it. You know, it gets old. It's unreasonable how the biggest 4 letters in sports would do this to a faith, whether you're a BYU fan or an Arizona fan, you know? No, you know what? I already broke the rules by showing you guys a curse word. If I get a phone call about it, I'm sorry. I'm going to break the rules again. No ad read here. I don't need to pay the bills with this. This is just my PSA. Share it with your friends. If you hit subscribe, I get to keep my job. I mean, that could be like the proverbial ad read. I guess I'll say that. But yeah, it just feels weird telling you about an ad right now. So I won't. Instead, I'll say thanks for listening. And hopefully you agree. And do share it with your friends. It's just silly. Sorry about it if you're, sorry. But I think attention has to, I hope that attention is brought to this until the guy apologizes. I'm sure Ryan's a nice guy at heart. He just screwed up, dude. He tried to defend it in the comments, too. Stupid. Don't do that. This has been and always will be Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Dose Grande.